got out of camp, we've been driving around, we found this pride of lions just in time because they actually started moving around. Now it's a cool afternoon. It's about 26 degrees Celsius or about 70, I think it's 74 degrees Fahrenheit. So it is cool, it's not too hot. Now these lions have actually spotted some animals in the distance. I'm not sure if they are hunting yet, but these lionesses look like they are potentially hungry and looking to try and hunt something. This is very exciting. For the rest of our viewers, don't forget, we are live, so send us your questions. Hashtag Safari Live is how you do it via Twitter, and we will gladly answer them. Now, it's just myself out at the moment. Unfortunately, one of our cameramen, Craig, is just in town, but he will be back hopefully within the next half an hour, 45 minutes, and we'll get Taylor out on drive too. But for now, this is exciting, so it's perfect. You're going to stay with me. We're watching these lions. Now I wonder where the rest of the pride is. They were all moving through this thick area behind us, but it's very, very dense, very thick, and their camouflage is perfect for this time of the year. Now we are in our winter months, and you can see how these lions blend in so well to their surroundings. Now, if they are stalking prey, something to try and hunt, they will try use the cover, try use their camouflage to get very, very close, and then maybe hunt. Now, let's see, which way are they going? Oh, you see, this lioness definitely looks like she's interested in hunting. You see how she's slinking away? Now, she's doing that to try and use cover and potentially go around. I'm not sure where the other lionesses are. We'll keep an eye on them and see what they decide to do. Mattia, so the lionesses, or how I can tell that this is a female lion, is she does not have a mane. With the lions, the big males have got beautiful big manes, thick set of hair around the neck and head. This female doesn't have any. The females don't have the thick set of hair. I'll just keep a good eye on her and see where she is, where she's going. But look how well she's camouflaged. She's probably going to cross the road behind us. So let's see. Might get a nice view of her shortly. There we go. She's probably going to cross shortly. There she goes. Yep. See, that was exciting. Okay, now I'm going to try keep an eye on her. I don't know where these other lions are. We'll try have a look. Erica, you asked how do these lions or animals survive in the habitat? Well, Erica, this is a natural habitat. So these animals are all have the ability to find food, find water. They're very intelligent. I'm just trying to have a look now. Sorry everyone, this is going to be tricky because this lioness is so well camouflaged and I don't want to lose her because I'd like to see if she does try to hunt. So Erica, all these animals, they survive in this terrain, in the landscape, in the habitat, in the ecosystem, because this is what they are made for. They know how to find food, they know how to find water, and they are completely self-sufficient. It means they can look after themselves. I can't see where she has disappeared to. And I don't know where the others are. I wonder if they aren't perhaps further ahead. Because in this pride of lions, this group, this family group or pride, there are I think they possibly saw the lions already. There were giraffe ahead. Look, there they go, there they go. See the giraffe? Try to fix that colour a bit, Enzo, if we can. See the giraffe. So I wonder if these lions, they must have seen the giraffe. Now, unless it's a very experienced pride, it's very difficult to hunt something as big as a giraffe. Oh, here comes another lioness. Here come two more lionesses behind me. There we go. See there, the others, they've obviously seen the giraffe too. Their eyesight is very good. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? See how they're stalking. Now the thing is, what's very clever is that one lioness circled around. So there's a possibility she might try chase, whether it was the giraffe or if the impala, I'm not sure if they saw any other animals, may try and chase them towards these two lionesses that might lie in ambush. Sometimes the lions do that. Now, lions are not always successful when they hunt. It does take them a few chances before they eventually catch prey. But we need to remember, everyone, this is nature. Here they go. Here they go. They're starting to run. Let's just see where they're going. There they go. Watch. Look at that lioness run. This is very exciting. They've clearly seen something. I'm not sure if that other lioness tried to chase the giraffe or if these lions just saw the giraffe running. Let's have a look. Try to get through these bushes here. Destiny, you asked if cheetahs also live in this area. Destiny, they do. We do have cheetah in Africa, and especially this part of Africa where we are. We are right up in the northeastern part of South Africa, so right at the bottom of Africa. And we are in an area known as the Greater Kruger National Park. So there is an abundance of wildlife, lots of different animals, all the predators, lions, cheetah, and leopards. We saw wild dogs yesterday. I can see the other lioness now. So all three of them are here. So let's have a look. Here we go. This is very exciting, everyone. We do not get to see this every day. Lions on the hunt. There's another lioness walking next to me. Watch out, look out. Wow, very, very close to us. See how I just keep my voice down a little bit? I don't want to disturb them. But look how they are looking around for food. Now, Benjamin, you asked if there's snakes here. There are snakes that we do get around too. But now in winter, we don't really see many snakes. They hibernate. They don't like the cold. So in summer, that's generally when we see snakes. Well, I can't believe how lucky we are to see these lions moving around and possibly trying to stalk and find prey. They do look quite hungry. If you look at this female next to me, you can see her stomach is quite thin. Not overly thin. She doesn't look like she is in bad condition, put it that way. But you can see they are hungry and they do want to try and get some food. Now, where they are going, these lions, straight ahead, not far from here, there's actually a little clearing, a clear open area, and there are also there is also a water hole or a little dam with water. So a lot of animals go there to drink. So these lions are clever. By heading in that direction, they've already seen some giraffe. Now the chances are there's possibly some other animals hanging around the water hole. So these lions are interested in hunting, and it just shows you, sometimes people think that lions only hunt at night, but if they hear animals or see animals, they will possibly try hunt during the day too. can see they're settling down now. And I think the reason for that is because the prey or the giraffe that they saw have moved off. They obviously either smelt or saw the lions. And giraffe have got incredible eyesight. This is amazing, very exciting. Wonderful, wonderful start to the afternoon. But you can see how muscular and strong those lions are. The definition in their body. Very powerful cats. Now these lions are part of a pride, as I mentioned. And there's some young ones that are right next to us. These are the cubs of these lions. They are quite big already. So they're not too young, but you see how clever they are. They know to hang back when the mothers are looking to try get food. So they don't disturb them. So that's why they're a little bit further behind them. But the rest are coming soon. They're all coming out. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Should be 6. Wow, we are completely surrounded by lions now. Yep, all 6 of the young ones are now here, and we've got the 4 females lying around just in front of us. Miss Dugan, you asked how many lions are usually in a group or in a pride. It's known as a pride of lions. Now, it all depends. It varies. You can sometimes have a small group of 2 or 3 lions together. And in some parts of Africa, you can get prides up to 20 or 25 lions, some really big prides. Now, this pride that we have, it's 4 females and 6 youngsters. Now, there's not a big dominant male with them at the moment. There was this morning, I think. But what happens is, in this area, there's not just one male. There's actually a coalition or a group of 4 brothers, 4 big dominant males that patrol this whole territory, this whole area. And they are the ones that meet up with this pride from time to time. So they don't stay with them all the time, but they are occasionally around, and they do meet up with them, especially when these lions make a kill. The reason for that is because the males know that if the females make a kill, it's very easy for them to come and steal or take some of the food before the lions feed. Look at that beautiful mouth and face. Now we've got a lovely view of all 4 females ahead of us. Look, they're actually greeting one another. That one lioness was just rubbing up against the other one there. All 4 of them lying out in the open. Miss Sims, you asked how long does it take these lions to actually hunt their prey or hunt for their food? Now, it can vary. Oh, wow, everyone. Hang on a second. Behind us, there are 2 very, very big male lions. Now, I can't move because I'm surrounded by lions, but I'm hoping these males do head this way and walk past us. So we'll sit here and wait and just see. So, Ms. Sims, it can take anywhere from 30 seconds to 3 hours for lions to hunt. It all depends. As I said, they're not always lucky or opportunistic when they they're not always lucky or successful when they are hunting. It can take some time. It can take a lot of effort. And if the lions try 5 or 6 times to hunt, they might only catch something once out of those opportunities. Ms. Dugan, you asked how fast do they run when they are chasing prey. Now, lions can charge very, very quickly. They can't keep their speed up for long distances, but they can run probably about 30 or 40 meters very, very quickly, or 50 meters. So they can run at a speed of about 20 to 22 meters per second. So to give you an idea, if you think of Usain Bolt, the fastest sprinter in the world, he runs 100 meters in about 9 seconds. These lions will do it in about 5 seconds. That will give you an idea of how fast they actually are. Less, actually, about 4 or 5 seconds. Very, very fast. Now, I'm just waiting for these other young lions to move, and I'll reposition for us so we can have a look at these beautiful big males who are behind us. Oh, there we go. That one's moving there. That's all right. Give me a second. I'm going to try to move quickly. Now, if these lions did try to hunt a big giraffe, I'm just having a look. There we go. There we go. Now we can have a beautiful view of one of the big males. They're both back there. The one's lying down at the moment, but the other one's out in the open. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? So as I was saying, with these big males being close to the females, they will help the females hunt something as large as a giraffe. So if the females did grab one, I'm sure these males would try and help them. Oh, excuse me a second, I just want to jump on the radio. Good afternoon, Henry at Byron here. We've just located on the Nkuhuma Pride and 2 coalition members. They just got up and they're moving towards Vuyatela Dam. They're just off that Volta's Nest Road, just to the kind of north of that, if you are interested in joining, just myself here. Okay, copy. See those big males? Look at them go. They are magnificent. Now, some of you were wondering how we tell the difference between males and females. You can see now clearly the big males with that beautiful mane, that very thick mane around the head and neck. A lot of hair. Now, the reason for that is to protect themselves. If these males get into a fight with one another, which they often do, and when they need to protect their territory or their home, they will fight with other males, and that thick set of hair around the neck and the head protects them from any serious injuries from them biting one another. So as I said, these males, these 2, and I'm surprised they're with the Pride at the moment, but these 2 males are part of a coalition or a group of 4 brothers. But what happens is these males move around, sometimes alone, sometimes 2 or 3 of them together, and occasionally all 4 together. Now the reason for that is they protect their home or their territory against other lions. They don't want other males coming into this area and challenging them. So these males, by sticking together, they can keep out other males. Now when they do fight, they can get very aggressive, and it's often either hitting each other with their paws, and their sharp claws, or biting one another with those sharp teeth that you could see from that lion yawning over there. Miss Boyce, you asked, where do the lions sleep in the wild? Well, anywhere really. When they are moving around, if they do decide to rest, which they usually rest during the day, because that's usually when it is warm, the temperatures are hot. The lions don't like to move around if it's too hot. So what they do is they will go and rest in the shade and sleep and conserve their energy until the evenings when they start moving around a lot. Now at the moment we're very fortunate, and I think it's because it's a cooler afternoon. You can see that male lifted his head up. He can see the lionesses moving off. That's why he's following them. Look at that. Oh wow, this is such a lovely view. Watch him walking towards us. And as I was saying, the thing with these lions and the males following the pride is they know that there's potentially going to be some food. But Miss Boyce, as I was saying, they can also sleep just about anywhere they want. At night they'll move around. Look how close he is. Very, very close to us. Amazing, amazing to get this close to a big male lion. He is huge. He's very, very big. So at night they'll move around a lot. They may choose to rest at times, but generally they're very active at night. I want to keep an eye on those females actually. I'll tell you why. Is because with the females, they're the ones who do the hunting. So if I keep an eye on them, the rest of the pride will eventually follow. Alright, let's follow those two females because they're the ones who look quite hungry and they look like they want to hunt. Right, so one of my friends is also out on safari at the moment, but he is all the way in East Africa. It's so nice to have James all the way in East Africa finding wonderful and amazing animals up there. Now we're still sitting with these lions, but they've decided to lie down, and they are looking around. They are looking for food. So hopefully they find something. Have a look at this lion. Makia, now you were asking about lions if they only eat meat or also the bones. So when they do catch something, if they do catch something, they are feeding on it. Then they will feed on just about all of it except the big bones. They do crunch through some of the smaller bones, but the really big bones, it's not that easy for them to eat, and they won't necessarily prefer all the meat. But have a look, these lions are definitely interested in trying to find something to eat. Erica, it takes about 2 years, maybe actually more, 2.5 years before young lion cubs are able to hunt with the adults. At least 2.5 years. I have seen lions at about 2 years trying to help, but they're not experienced enough yet. So a little bit longer, then they will be able to hunt with the females. I just want to chat to some of the other guides quickly on the radio. The stations, sorry, just an update. The Nkuhuma Pride are slowly mobile in an easterly direction. They're approaching Twin Dams Road, junction Vulture's Nest, just myself in this position. I think Henry's making his way as a second. Now you see how these lions are scanning very, very carefully through the bush, having a look to see if they find any movement, any sign of animals that they can possibly try to hunt. This is really exciting, everyone, and it's so special. We don't often get to see lions hunting. Well, not in this area at least. You need to be very, very patient, and you need to sit with them for a long time before you're able to see them hunt. Let me try reposition, get a better view of them, get a little bit closer. And also, but you see, also what I'm going to do is I don't want to get too close, because I don't want to disturb these lions if they are hunting. I don't want to disturb them and cause them to miss their chance of hunting if they are looking for prey. But you see, look how intense these lions are looking into the bush. Now, Destiny, you asked what role do these female lions play in nature? Now, they play a big role in terms of the predators control the numbers of the herbivores. So all the other animals, there needs to be a balance. So by these lions hunting, they control the numbers of the other animals naturally, so that you don't get what we call overpopulation. If you had too many herbivores, they will eat all the trees, all the grass, and eventually it would cause a problem. So the predators are a vital role in nature with them hunting, and if they kill a few herbivores like impala, for example, or some of the other animals like zebra or wildebeest, the reason they are killing them is to feed themselves, obviously, but then also they maintain a balance, a natural balance, so that the animals don't get overpopulated and cause destruction in the bush. So it's very important to have predators around. Now our friend James is still in the studio now in the Masai Mara, and he's got some wonderful skulls he would like to show you. Three of these lionesses have moved off. They're moving through some thicker bush at the moment. Now the reason why the lions do that is, of course, because they prefer moving through the thicker bush so they can hide and ambush their prey. So they want to sneak up and launch themselves out of the bush, use the element of surprise to be able to hunt. So that's why they've decided to move through this thicker area off to our right. I can't actually see them now. They've moved off through here. You can see very, very thick area, and they're moving down, possibly looking for some animals. But the rest of the pride is still the back. I'm still back here with the two big males. There comes a little young one now through there, and there's still a lioness lying in the shade, but there comes a youngster. And they'll just follow the pride, they'll follow the females. Just make sure they can see them, and if they do hunt, the whole pride will run in very quickly to try and get some of that meat. Dominique, you asked how long lions live. Well, on average, lionesses can live to about 14 or 15 years old. That's an average age for a lioness. For the males, it's about 10 to 12 years. But it does depend. Sometimes if prides do very, very well, they don't have a lot of competition, there's a lot of food and water around, then they can maybe live a bit longer, Dominique. But generally, 14 or 15 years old for females and about 10 to 12 years old for males. That's a beautiful view of that lioness. Just scanning to see if any of the others are coming through there. There we go, there's one of the youngsters. There's another one moving behind. Alright, well, this has been a very, very exciting start to our afternoon, and especially for our school drive. I hope you have all enjoyed this, and that it's so great you got a chance to see lions possibly hunting, and the way they move, how the females try and go up ahead, try and catch prey, the youngsters and the males following to hopefully get some of that food a little bit later. Now, we are going to say goodbye to our school. Thank you very much to Arthur Ashe Elementary. So lovely to have you. Thank you for your questions, and we'll hopefully see you again on Safari Live soon. We're going to carry on with the show, though. We'll see the rest of you shortly. Welcome back, everyone. Well, that's the end of the school drive. And don't forget, the rest of you can still send questions and comments via Twitter. Hashtag Safari Live is how you do it. And we'll gladly answer them for you. Now, what a great start to the afternoon. Very, very exciting. I must admit, I thought these lionesses were going to try go for those giraffe that we had earlier. But the giraffe seemed to have spotted them and ran off quite quickly. They did not hang around. I heard one or two impala alarm calling behind us in the drainage line. The rest of the lionesses have moved down towards a drainage line, possibly trying to rely more on the thicket to stalk prey. But we can't see them now, and we won't be able to get down there either. It's quite thick. But we'll have a look and see. I think as if we hear anything from these lions, potential hunt, the rest of the pride will run in and we should be able to find them. Now the question is, are they going to cross through the drainage line and go out onto the other side, or are they going to walk through the drainage line for a little while? I'm not sure. I think what I may do is I may decide to drive around and wait on the other side and just see if they do come out there. Can you hear a bearded woodpecker busy knocking away in the distance? It's got that very distinct knocking sound. It's territorial knock. So not necessarily looking for food, just a territorial knock. Tristan E, you asked if lions would also hunt during the rain. Yes, indeed. And you're a new viewer, Tristan E, so welcome to Safari Live. They will indeed hunt during the rain. Often lions prefer hunting in the rain. I'll tell you why. It's because the rain masks their scent and also the sound that they make. So there's a lot of noise that they can use to basically hide themselves even better. So they'll rely on the noise and the fact that there's little to no scent being blown around. So animals would find it harder to pick up on the predators, and the lions will use that to their advantage, and they will hunt in those conditions. So they definitely do enjoy hunting during the rain. Not just lions, leopards too. I've seen leopards a few times, and generally after storms, windy conditions, we find lions and leopards do have, or would probably have made a kill in those types of conditions. And you were saying these lions are so majestic. They are indeed. There goes the other lioness now. Like I said, I just want to make sure we know where these lions are going. We don't want to lose them. And moving down this drainage line will be very tricky for us to see them. Now I wonder if they haven't crossed out already on the other side. I think what I may do is I may drive around so long. There are other vehicles around here. And they are going to sit with the lions on this side. So what does help is if we work together to try and find out exactly where these lions are going. If they've still got a view of them this side, I'll drive around quickly and head to the other side in case they come out. Then we shouldn't miss them. But if they stay this side, the other vehicles will let us know. So let's have a look. I'm just going to drive around quickly. We can go over the dam wall. Alright, well, let me head around quickly. While I do that, let's head back. James, I was going to think of something clever. I can't think of something clever now. I'm too busy worrying about these lions. Let's just go to James and see what he's doing in the Mara. I am indeed, Scott. It's amazing that you've got lions all the way in East Africa. There you can see the male. We've also got lions down here in South Africa. Amazing to have this pride moving around. Now I did see the females. They did cross through the drainage line a little. They still dotted around in this thicket just below us, in front of us, but we can see that big male out in the open there now. Well, now there were some impala not far from here. Now we can see, I can just see a lioness moving through the grass. Nice thick area. The impala not too far. They were just out behind us in the clearing. Now it's a little bit open there. I'm not sure if these lions will have any luck trying to hunt because it is quite open there. There you can just see there's another lion straight through the bush, and they are so well camouflaged. This is always so exciting. And it just shows you though, lions will hunt during the day if they are hungry. They are very opportunistic. If they do want to find some food, they will go off and look. Now if these lions aren't lucky, I think they would most likely go and lie down and rest eventually. Rest for a little while and then eventually start moving later again and try their luck under the cover of darkness. Oh, where are they? There was a lioness moving through here, but I can't see her. It's amazing how well they can disappear, or how easily they can disappear. There we go. There we go. There's a lioness right here. wondering if you copy, I've got visual again of these lionesses coming out this side. I wonder where those impala moved off to. It looked as if the impala, it's amazing. It's almost like the impala have got a sixth sense to when there are predators around, because there was one impala ewe that was staring in this direction. I don't think she had seen any of these lions yet, but staring and looking, and then decided to move off quite quickly. So amazing how I think these animals do have a sixth sense when there is potential danger around. There I can hear some alarm calls now. Now their eyesight is so good. Listen, you might actually hear the alarm calls. Let's listen for a second. And just the snorting of impala. Right past us. That is quite special. Just deciding to move right past the vehicle. These hungry lions look a little bit like the Djuma staff, or rather the safari live staff this morning while I was preparing breakfast. Sitting around like a pride of hungry lions waiting for their breakfast. Fortunately, it went off pretty well, I think. I didn't have any complaints. I'll just sit very still as she walks past. Jennifer, you know what? I don't think hearing human voices would necessarily disturb the lions too much if we were in the distance. However, we are always as sensitive as possible, and if we see that the lions have locked onto a prey species of any kind, we will keep quiet. We will keep our distance so that we don't disturb them. Not just them. We also need to be conscious of the prey that they are potentially trying to hunt. We don't want to interfere, and we do not want to benefit either prey or predator. So we are very, very careful. We're very cautious. So if we can see that the lions have locked onto something, we'll hold our distance and try to keep our voices down so we don't disturb them, and then we'll just view and watch nature unfold. If anything does happen, great. If the lions are successful, if they're not successful, great for the prey species. So just having a look around here. They are behind us, just through the thicket. I don't know where the others are. It's a lovely, lovely afternoon, warm afternoon now. The sun shining, and it's amazing that these lions have decided to move in the warm afternoon. Oh wow, so it's nice and warm where we are, but apparently it's overcast and chilly up in the Masai Mara. I hope James is warm in his little control room. Under the tree, they've now decided that they didn't have any luck. They didn't find anything moving through the thicket. So they're resting. The rest of the pride are still spread out, I think, through the drainage line behind us, or off to my right. There were the other lions following them, but these were the lionesses in front, and I think they've just decided to take a minute to rest, or take a few minutes to rest, and wait, possibly now, wait until the cover of darkness and then try to hunt. But again, you never know. You never know. These lions are opportunistic. Maybe they're just waiting to see if there are some more impala that come through this area. There was a small group earlier that moved through, but they were just on the edge of a clearing. So it's a bit difficult for the lions to hunt them there because they don't have that cover and the ability to ambush the impala. It's very open just on the edge of where we are now. And that's where the impala moved through. But luckily we've still got a nice view of them and we can sit patiently. John, my understanding of the whiskers is that they're used for a number of things. For one, just like domestic cats, and that the lion's whiskers basically extend just towards the edge of the body. So if they're walking through thick areas, or they know if the whiskers touch, the body won't fit, for example. But they're very sensitive. The main reason is when they are hunting, especially if they catch something, they will usually grab it by the throat, and you've seen that before. That's the way the lions hunt. They'll go for the jugular. They'll try and choke and suffocate their prey, and often what they can do is they'll pick up on the heartbeat or the pulse of their prey through those whiskers. So with the mouth resting on the whiskers, rest on the animal, they can pick up the vibrations of the heartbeat. Very sensitive whiskers, and then they know if it's alive or not. And I'm trying to think if there are any other uses for the whiskers. I think that's the main one I know. I don't know if there are any others. Maybe you can let me know if there are some others that you find. Any theories on the whiskers and what else they are used for. It's very peaceful sitting here with these lions. It's surprising. You wouldn't think that you could use that term in the same sentence, peaceful and lions. But sitting with these lions now, it is very peaceful here. They've decided to rest. I don't know. I've got a feeling that we should actually decide. I think we should move on and return a little bit later, although you never know. And did that one lioness get up and move now? I'm trying to look. Senzo, can you see her on the other side there? Around that thicket. Oh, there she goes. That other lioness is still moving. Alright, so there goes that theory. They are still on the move. We're going to stick with them. We'll also see if there are other people that want to come and view them. We'll make space for them. We obviously want all the guests in the area to see lions, and especially exciting sightings like this. We do need to be fair, but for the moment it's just us and one or two other vehicles, so there's no need for us to move for now. Beverly, you asked, would the engine noise be considered to be alarm calls for some of the animals? Beverly, I don't think so. I do know though that certain animals like hyena and that, if they pick up on a lot of vehicle movement, I think to an extent they do come in and investigate, because they associate the sound of the vehicles potentially with predators. Some of the hyenas have learnt that. It's learnt behavior. They know there might be a chance of a kill. And we saw it a little bit with the wild dogs yesterday. I also think though the crunching of the bones possibly alerted the the hyena, and those high-pitched squeals from the wild dog. The hyena would have heard that, and I think that's why they came in. But very soon, there were 3 hyena that arrived. So it just shows you they pick up on any little sounds. The vehicles sometimes might alert animals that there's possibly something going on. I don't know if prey species associate predators with vehicles. I've tried to have a look and find out if animals keep watching the vehicles, or if they see a vehicle, if they think there's potential danger around. I haven't quite decided if that is the case yet. But look, the bottom line is we are something that is not meant to be here. Animals are going to notice us. We are going to draw attention. So, that's why we try to be sensitive, keep our distance away from predators, away from prey species, so we don't interfere, or as little as possible. But it is difficult at times, and at the end of the day, we are here to try and observe these animals and hopefully see their hunting strategy, or whether it be the prey getting away from predators. So we want to try and observe as much as possible, but also try remain sensitive. That's the key. Now those lionesses have just moved through that door. I'm going to try to get out here quickly so we can keep an eye on them. You were asking if the animals can tell the difference between us and the Jeep or the Land Rover that we're on, and they definitely can. So I'm just trying to see how I'm going to get out here. I think they definitely can, and I'll tell you why. Now, most of the time when you go on safari, you get told in your safety briefing, please stay seated and you don't want to move, because the animals see the silhouette of the vehicle and the outline of the vehicle. Now that's true to an extent. However, I have seen a number of times animals walk past the vehicle and they look up at individuals on a vehicle. They can definitely see us on the vehicle, but I think they associate us with the vehicle, so they don't see us as a threat or as danger. Also, because we're sitting down, it's a bit better, because if you were standing up or if you were walking around, you stand out a lot more and you look like something different. You look like a predator to them. So animals will definitely react. I can just see one lioness walking through there. Animals will definitely react to you while you are standing or on 2 legs. You look completely different to anything else out here. But on a vehicle, they associate the people and the smells and the sounds with the vehicle. And that's why they've become somewhat habituated with us, and they don't mind us moving around. I'll just have a look over there. There's a herd of impala. Now but you see this bit of a clearing that we're on at the moment. Now that's just what I was saying. It would be difficult for the lions to hunt an impala out here unless they manage to sneak around a drainage line and ambush them from the other side. Now we'll try to see. I think these lions are generally heading in that direction. I can't see them now. There we go. There's one lioness just moving through there. Sorry, Senzo. I'm sending you backwards and forwards here. There's one lioness there, and I can see there is another lioness. She's going to be coming through behind that wattle shortly. Right, I'm going to sit and spend some more time with these lions. Now, as you all know, I prepared breakfast for the team this morning. I'm sure James is very upset that he missed it, but he's still enjoying a beautiful view in the Mara. Let's go and see what it looks like. It is amazing indeed. And Scott, yeah, I think everyone's very fortunate today. It's a wonderful Lion Day, I suppose. Now, we're still sitting with the Pride, the Nkuhuma Pride. However, they've split up slightly. Now, what happened was they moved down through this drainage line. There was a huge herd of impala that we saw just up on the edge of the clearing. We showed you just before you left us. But what happened was there were some monkeys alarm calling in the trees, and the monkeys actually alerted the impala. The impala then picked up that there's potential danger around, and they moved off. Now they headed, it's almost like those impala headed back towards the rest of the pride, or the younger lions and the males, but I don't think they had come through that other drainage line yet. Now 2 of the other females moved through this drainage line, which is a different one, and they went through the thicket round the back behind us. We can't see them. I'm not sure where they are at the moment, but it's amazing to see how active these lions are so early on in the afternoon. They clearly are quite hungry. They do want to hunt, and it'll be interesting to see this all unfold. We may miss a hunt. They might not be lucky while we are out. They could potentially only hunt later this evening, but it is very interesting to see, and hopefully something unfolds and we get to see. Now I can hear Franklin's alarm calling in that behind us. Something startled them now. I wouldn't be surprised if those lions moved through the thicket and those Franklins were startled by them. It's a lovely view of this lioness though. She's just lying, resting at the moment. Beautiful big lioness. It's also nice and cool in this drainage line. Perfect spot for these lions to rest, but I don't know where those others are, if they're just lying up on the other side of this drainage or if they've moved right around. Retro Face, you're a new viewer. Welcome to Safari Live. Great to have you with us. And you asked if the lions are more active at night. They generally are, Retro Face. They generally are. And we were discussing this earlier. The pride of lions, fortunately we found them just before 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and they were moving, trying to hunt. They had seen some giraffe, and they were on the move trying to hunt some giraffe, but they weren't very lucky. Now what happens is generally the lions prefer moving around under the cover of darkness. It gives them better chance of hiding, better chance of stalking, and potentially a better chance to hunt. That's when lions are generally more active, but it just goes to show you they will move around during the day, especially if they are hungry and they do need to find some food. Now they're resting at the moment, but I think they are still very curious and very aware of what is going on around them, and they are in search of something to potentially hunt. Now we're going to go from these lions which are resting at the moment to the lions that Scott has in the Masai Mara that are very, very active at the moment. Let's go and have a look. Well, these lions, just as I thought, have decided to rest. Oh, what did this one see or hear? There's one lioness. The other lioness joined. You see, now we can see 2 of them. I'm not sure if there's still another one behind us somewhere in the thicket. So this one came out just where we thought she was. We had those Franklin alarm calling. There's still a Franklin. It's quite distressed behind us, alarm calling a little bit. That other lioness is possibly around there somewhere. But you can see now their plans of hunting have changed slightly. They're going to rest a bit and possibly try later when it gets darker. I think the idea was to have a look through the thicket or through the drainage line and just see if there wasn't perhaps something hiding in here that they could trying to hunt. Copy M4, thank you very much. As I said from the beginning, they obviously were hungry, trying to hunt. looking around, seeing if there was anything that presented an opportunity. Unfortunately not. They've decided to rest again, conserve their energy, and they'll probably wait until it gets dark and then try again. Just see the two lionesses. There might be one or two behind us. I can't actually see right now. Just trying to look around here. I just hear Franklin alarm calling, and you might be able to hear it too. So temperature's starting to drop now in this drainage line. Still next. They oh sorry, the lions. They don't necessarily have to sleep for 18 hours a day. They can sleep up to 18 hours a day. So still next, the thing is with lions, now we need to remember this, the lions, and some people may disagree with me, but lions are not lazy. Lions are clever, in my opinion. Now, the reason I say that is lions will rest during the day when they don't need to use up their energy. They'll conserve the energy and they wait till the evening when it's cooler. It's a bit easier for them to move around. They don't have other animals alarm calling at them as much, like monkeys or baboons. They're not drawing a lot of attention to them. So ideally, those are the best times to move around. That is why they generally rest during the day. However, we just saw this afternoon, we saw these lions moving at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's not something that happens often, but it does happen. It does happen. So the lions will still move around, all depending on whether or not they're hungry, if they want water, what the situation is. So yes, they can sleep up to 18 hours a day. It doesn't mean they have to. It doesn't mean they have to have that amount of rest. And just remember, even though it appears as if they are sleeping, they are still completely aware and alert, and they know exactly what's going on around them. If I had to jump off this vehicle now, those two lionesses would be up in a flash. I can guarantee you. Now, that just shows you that they're not completely sleeping, not like we sleep. They do still know what's going on around them. What I may do is I may try to get out of here and just see if we can't see those two males again, get another view of them, but they were in that drainage line, so it might be a bit difficult to see them. I think I've got an idea of where they went because they followed these lionesses. So we shall see. Now, Jackie, lions can mate any time during the year. There's not a specific mating season. So it all depends on whether or not the females are in estrus, and if the males are around and they're willing to mate. So females can definitely mate any time of the year, or lions at least. Lions will mate any time of the year. There isn't a specific mating season for lions. Now, it's been wonderful to sit with these lions and follow them, but it's been so exciting because we weren't sure, were they going to potentially hunt the giraffe? I think the giraffe saw them or smelt them, and they moved off, and then the lions carried on moving. We thought they were going to try hunt impala. Monkey's alarm called, alerted the impala moved off. They could tell there was something in the area that's potentially dangerous just by those monkey alarm calls. So it just shows you there's it's very exciting, and you know that at the end of the day, patience is very important and key. We've been sitting with them all afternoon, but if you want to see lions hunting, if you want to see that activity, you've got to be patient. You've got to sit with them and you've got to spend time with them. Machine gun nest, you say these lions look like they've had too much safari life. Yes, they've been They've been the center of attention for quite some time. I think what I'm going to do is let me move out of this drainage line. I'm going to go have a quick look and see where those males are, just so we have an idea. And then we can decide if we move on or if we try to find something else. The thing is, though, Murphy's Law, we decide to do that. Next thing is lions get up and something walks into them, or they bump into something in the hunt. I've watched lions resting like this before in the afternoon and heard of impala, came running through, didn't see the lions, ran straight into them, and the lions ended up killing 2 impala. So who knows. But let me get out of here so long for now, I think. And we'll see if we can find the 2 big males. But let's head back across to my friend Scott, who's still got his lions too. Very much, Scott, and what a lovely sighting with those lion cubs. I've found the rest of the pride, and it appears as if, well, there's just one youngster with his head up, lying off to my left, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, the other 5 youngsters over here, and 2 lionesses. We'll show you them shortly. They are just lying in front of me. See, the rest of the pride did settle down just on the other side of the previous drainage that we were in. You can probably hear the knocking of a bearded woodpecker knocking on a dead stump. And then one of the males, there he is, just lying off to the left. There we go. So we found one of the males. The other one is just up to the back, off to the left there, behind those bushes. He's lying over there somewhere. We saw him on our way down looking for these. So just as I thought, lions resting, they'll wait until probably until a bit later, and then decide to move around and possibly try and hunt. Now the decision is, do we stick around with them, or do we leave them and potentially try find them a little bit later? I don't know. It's always a tough call. And I think for the moment, you know what, it's starting to cool down. Maybe these lions decide to get up and move in the next 10-15 minutes. Maybe only in an hour. You know, they got up and they were moving around this afternoon, so they might decide to hold on for a little bit longer. Or rest for a little bit longer, rather. Lovely view of this little one. You can see already some scars around the face. They clearly get very aggressive with each other when they are feeding, when they are at a kill. But it's been a very exciting afternoon. I was really excited when we started the drive and we saw them moving around. Thus, you asked if any of the Birmingham males, any of their offspring have reached adult or sub-adult stage. Well, I suppose these youngsters here are sub-adults. Just trying to think now how old they are. Everyone, I do apologize. I get confused sometimes with the different lion prides I find. I can't remember now when these young Nkuhuma cubs were born. They're probably about a year old now. No, they must be older than that. I'm trying to think. If any of you just give me, any of you can remember exactly how old they are, please let me know, because I can't remember. For the life of me, I can't remember exactly how old they are. I'm trying to think of lions in the other prides. I don't know, Liz. I'm not sure actually if any of the lions from the Birmingham males, any of their offspring have reached adulthood. It would probably be best to ask James or Scott. They've been around this area a lot longer than I have, and they've been viewing these lions a lot longer, so I don't know if they know of any instances that these Birmingham males have had offspring reach that age, adulthood. Hank, thank you very much. You said the cubs are about a year old. I thought so. Sure, thank goodness. So they are about a year old, so they're still young. I suppose once they reach a year and a half to 2 years old, they're considered sub-adults. So a little bit longer to go. But to be honest, I think they at a good age now. They seem to be doing very well. So the chances of them reaching adulthood or sub-adulthood, pretty good. A lot of birds giving their evening or late afternoon chorus. The woodpeckers are knocking, the francolins are calling. I could hear a barred owlet calling. Now last night we were very lucky, we found 2 of them. I wonder if we find an owl this evening. I'll try my best to see if we can find a little owl. Oh no, I wonder what this youngster found. Unless it's looking for the other females. Now they're probably about, from here I would say they're about 200 meters away, 150 to 200 meters away. In that direction that young cub was looking, they're in that direction. So, oh, look at that, that's actually a lovely view of that lion. Isn't that beautiful? So those 2 lionesses were resting in the drainage line. They went to have a look if there was anything to hunt, but unfortunately no luck. Which is the way it goes sometimes. Riti, now you asked at what age would lions move out independently. So Riti, it depends. Usually with females, they tend to stay within the pride. So that just increases the size of the pride. With the young males, I would say at about 3 to 4 years old, they may possibly be pushed out. It depends though, Riti. About 4 or 5 years old, these males start looking to look for territory or to explore a little bit more and potentially set up a territory of their own. It also depends if they're males that come in that chase those males out, that threaten them. Those males will then run away. And I have seen in the past, I've seen young males join other prides. They hang around, and eventually the pride accepts them, and because they realize they're no threat. And I have seen males from one pride join another pride, obviously when there was no male around. If it's a coalition, obviously the males at about 5-6 years old, they start trying to set up territories for themselves and potentially challenge other coalitions or other males for dominance, for territory. But I would say lions are actually in their prime, and I'm referring to males from about 6 or 7 years old up to about 9 or 10. That's really when they're in their prime, and they probably won't be challenged for their territory. Now, it sounds like Batman has soldiered through and he's climbed on the vehicle, he's behind the camera, and he's with Taylor, and they would like to say good afternoon to you. Now, these lions are very comfortable and relaxed. I don't think they are going to move anytime soon, and as I say that, one lioness has just picked up her head just in front of me. Have a look here. Let's see. Like I say, it's very, very difficult. There we go. So I wonder, excuse me, let me just call one of the other guides in. Mike, do you copy, Mike? Mike, I'm not sure if you saw the 2 lionesses in that drainage line, just to the, or north up that drainage line. Yeah, affirmative. Okay, copy. And then the rest of the pride is, you know, there's that little mud wallow just as you come through the dip to the south or southwest. There's a little mud wallow southwest of Central or west of Central, and the rest of the pride is just down towards a drainage line. So it sounds like those other two lionesses are still lying in that drainage line. They haven't moved. Or have a look, there's a little bit of a yawn. Now, that's often a good sign. Lions lifting their heads, yawning, stretching. That's a sign that they potentially will get active. So we'll see. Maybe this lioness decides to get up, move, and possibly meet up with the other lionesses. Let's sit around for a few more minutes. Woodpecker is knocking. It reminds me of some of the trackers I used to work with. If you potentially had a late night with guests and you sat around a fire and obviously enjoyed a few beverages, and which is part of the safari, I think, and everybody has a bit of fun, and the next morning if you're feeling a little under the weather, the trackers would often say, "Oh, you've got woodpeckers in your head, don't you?" I think it's quite an accurate statement. Woodpeckers in your head. And if you hear the knocking sound of these woodpeckers at the moment. You can hear the bearded woodpeckers are calling at the moment. That territorial knocking sound, that's what it is. Have a look at that male quickly. He is lying flat on his back, legs up in the air. And he seems very comfortable. Head upside down. Look at that. Is it Tink? Sorry, I couldn't hear that name properly. So, you said you... Oh, Tink, you say you wish you were so relaxed. Yes. Well, these lions are clearly not fazed by anything. I'm just listening to Mike quickly. Copy. Thanks, Mike. I'm going to sit here with the rest of the pride for now. It sounds like a one lioness got up. So, and that could... oh, you see, I thought she just changed position. It wasn't necessarily moving, she just changed position, lay down again. But this cleaning is a good sign. That's a sign of them starting to get active, possibly wake up. Francis from Israel. Francis, these lions, at the moment, they don't have mange. They had mange. If you remember correctly, they did suffer from a little bit of mange, and those might just be scars on these young lions. You could see some of the fur missing and that, but I think they've recovered from it completely. I don't think they have it anymore. and this was during the drought last year. Remember the, I think it was the Sticks Pride, they lost cubs to mange. We had a few cubs with mange, and they had white mussel disease last year. And it's because of malnutrition. It was a very bad drought, no water, and the food that they were feeding on, the animals they were feeding on were unhealthy, and that affected the lions negatively. So all those factors caused the lions to suffer a little bit too, but they pulled through. They've done very, very well, and they recovered. Riddle, the lions that we have here and the lions we have in the Mara are indeed Panthera leo, the only lions, the African lions, so they are indeed the same species. They're not, I suppose they're distant cousins, because these ones are in South Africa and those ones are in the Mara, so very distant. No, but they are the same species. Beautiful paws of that lioness. See how she's cleaning herself. Now remember, that tongue is incredibly rough and has little hairs or barbs on the tongue, and the ability to clean themselves with that tongue is incredible. It's a very, very rough tongue. Look at that claw. See that dew claw? Did you see it? You caught a glimpse of the dew claw there. It's that very large, sharp claw. Basically the thumb claw. I suppose that's the best way I could describe it. The dew claw. And the lioness, I think what she did, she just basically contracted her muscle, caused that claw to come out while she was cleaning it. But you saw how sharp that is. Now they'll use that to grab onto prey when they are hunting. Incredibly sharp claw. Still cleaning, the other one's rolling around. I wonder if they are going to decide to stand up for us. Terribly sorry, Alice. It was a game drive question. Just hold on a second for me, Alice. Mike, if you copy, make your way straight in. You'll see the vehicle tracks heading off kind of west down to the drainage line. You should see me down. I'm not quite in the drainage line yet, just on the edge. Sorry, Alice. Go ahead with your question. Henry, it doesn't sound like it for the moment. If you'd like to make your way in, if anyone else is interested, I will make space. Copy. When you came onto Central in the beginning and you first saw me, I'm basically in that same position, just down closer to the drainage line. The rest of the pride are lying down here with the two males. Sparo, you asked if the lions get fleas. Now, they can get fleas from time to time, but they do groom themselves and clean themselves regularly, so they try and get rid of the fleas. But yes, like most of the animals out here, they will indeed pick up some fleas from time to time. Obviously helps when it rains, gets rid of all those little I suppose fleas and ticks sometimes that sit on them. But the lions do constantly clean themselves, getting rid of the ticks and fleas that sit on them. And then tomorrow morning, it will be an all-girl drive from Djuma. So we've got Tara, who's returned. She used to present on Safari Live a while ago. So she's back, and she's going to be helping out for the next week or so, and or maybe a bit longer, I'm not sure. So Tara and Taylor, I don't want to say the terrible T's, so I won't. But Tara and Taylor will be out tomorrow morning. They said I could have the morning off for some reason. Maybe it was because I made Taylor breakfast this morning. James and Faisal, you were actually wondering how the bush breakfast turned out. Well, no one has died yet, so it went fairly well, I think. Senzo, what do you think?
Nah, very good.
Very good. Oh, thank you, Senzo. Senzo enjoyed it. So
It was nice.
Senzo filmed all of it, and we're going to have a Safari Live story up soon for all of you to enjoy, hopefully, and obviously comment on it. But it sounds like everybody enjoyed it, unless they were just being very nice. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we went to until we get leave so we can talk about it.
Senzo says he's waiting until I go away on leave, and then he'll be honest. You see, we were speaking about the grooming, and you can see the lions cleaning themselves there. That lioness and that cub was actually cleaning the other lion, or the other cub. Exquisite Bliss, you were saying perhaps I got the morning off so I can cook everyone breakfast again. Perhaps even Amanda joined us. She kept a watchful eye on me, make sure I was doing things properly. But even Amanda said she enjoyed it, and I think also to give her the morning off, she didn't have to cook breakfast for us, so she was a little spoilt too. That lioness smelling the air. See how she lifted her nose up? Not sure what she smells. Let's see. I wonder if they are going to get up soon. She definitely smells something in the air. There we go. A stretch. Let's see if she yawns again. I wonder if she'll yawn again for us. Or a stretch. Let's see. She may just change positions, lie down somewhere again, or she could potentially go and walk and look for those other lionesses. I wouldn't be surprised if the other lioness gets up and decides to join her. Beautiful view. Look at that. Look at those eyes. Oh, just as I thought, the other lioness just got up. There we go. Also a yawn and a stretch. Look at that again. Our patience paid off. They've decided to get up and move. Now let's see. They might just head straight towards those other lionesses. I wonder if these youngsters are going to follow them. See, they're all starting to wake up. Some yawns. Look at that. Heidi, you were saying, do you think this female smelt buffalo? No, Heidi, I don't think so, because we haven't seen buffalo for a few days, and I'm sure we would have probably heard some oxpeckers if there were buffalo nearby, or I'm sure we would have seen them, somebody would have seen them. You see, just as I was saying, sometimes these lionesses get up, move around, change position, lie down again, and that's exactly what they've done. I think what we are going to do is we're probably going to leave the Pride now. I don't think they're going to move too far. Possibly just going to change position, lie down there for a few more minutes, and possibly join up with those other lionesses a little bit later. But we've had such a nice afternoon with them. We've had a wonderful, exciting afternoon with them. They almost hunted. They were really, really curious. They were looking around. Just didn't play out the way they wanted it to. But such a lovely sight here, and to see all of them together, the males following, the cubs following, and the lionesses doing the leading. Now we're going to leave them, I think, because they're just going, they're lying up not too far from us, they're lying down again. So let's move on. Let's go across to Taylor and find out what her plan is for the last little while of drive, and we'll see if we can find some owls.